Hey everyone, this is Adam, and over the past 10 years, I've bought and sold over 100 plus real estate deals, all along the Front Range, and I've helped many homeowners and many people in real estate in general, various situations, sell their house to me by me being able to make an offer that was a fair offer to them and being able to buy their house, as what I do for a living is buy, renovate, and sell homes. So obviously I have to make a profit, but after all those years of experience and always making a fair offer for what the house is actually worth, I've run into many situations, and probate is one of those situations. And after at least over 30, maybe 40 plus deals that I've done specifically in probate, there are some things I want to say that may help you at least when it comes to finding a buyer and how to deal with buyers, right? And so number one thing is, no matter what and even though this is not legal advice or anything of the sort, in terms of legal advice, this is educational purposes only, we can say, disclaimer, you can sell your house in probate, sell the house in probate at any point in time, during the probate process. So you don't need to wait until all the probate is complete. We got to remember that, yes, there's a process you have to go through as a personal representative, but the house is one piece of the entire big picture. So with that, you're going to run into a lot of people that are going to message you, send you mail, do whatever it is that they're doing, saying, hey, I want to buy your house. Because there's a lot of real estate gurus and a lot of coaches and stuff like this teaching people that you could just make millions of dollars in real estate, and how you do it is you got to go after people, and this is how they talk. You got to go after people who are in distress, quote unquote. So foreclosure, probate, there's like all these keywords, unfortunately, being thrown out there in the industry, and probate's going to be one of them. And so you will get a lot of people sending you letters, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with them saying like, hey, I know you may have a house you need to sell, given that the family's estate is in probate. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, because it is a service, whether you sell with a real estate agent or to a house buying company or individual investor like myself. Regardless, it's like, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But what can happen and what is wrong is the type of buyer you may run into, the type of buyer, quote unquote, who may want to buy your house. So that's what this video is mainly about. And there's a few things I would look out for if you're trying to sell your house in probate, or a house in probate, because you're the personal representative. That is, number one, when you're getting offers, that's the main thing. Yes, you have to find people who like, and feel like you can trust. There has to be competency. But it really does boil down to competency after you're like, you know what, I think I like this person. I feel good about this person. And the competency is shown in the offer. So 3 things I'll mention is, number one, if they're putting down low earnest money, $500 or something like that, I would not even entertain working with that person, because that's somebody that's totally new to the industry, and most likely all of these things lead to the same thing. They're probably just trying to find a way to get your property under contract, so then they can find somebody who can fund the deal, they could bring the deal to, that can partner with them on it, right? So they don't even have the ability to buy the house themselves. They're just trying to find somebody to partner with in doing the deal with. And if that's the case, they most likely may not find somebody, because that's why they're taking such little risks. They're not confident in their offer. 2 is, if you see in these contracts that they're like 2 pages or 3 pages, and they're very one-sided to protecting the buyer, obviously a red flag. They have motives to where they may just be trying to get your property under contract to weed out the competition, and then they'll try to figure out what to do with the deal later. And that could even include trying to lowball you even further a week before closing or something. There's not a lot of good intention with them having a one-sided contract, which comes down to looking at things like inspection deadlines. So somebody comes up with an offer and they need 30 days to do an inspection on the property. Well, that doesn't make any sense on why anybody who's an investor would need 30 days. Typically for me, as a home buyer, maybe I need 5 business days, especially if I just saw the house, right? I just saw the house, I took photos. I can show that to my contractors and get a scope of work just based on photos. And maybe I need 5 days to verify everything that, hey, there's nothing else needed with this house, right? It's a standard thing that happens with even first time home buyers. Any real estate agent who's done plenty of deals knows, like, yes, the buyer is rewarded an inspection deadline, but it has to be a short amount of time. It can't be 10, 15, 20, 30 days. That doesn't make any sense. There's something wrong with that picture. And usually they're trying to find a partner. They're trying to wholesale or assign the contract, which basically is what gurus and people are teaching online on how to make a quick buck. Is you assign your rights to buy the house to somebody who actually will, which is a whole different conversation. All I got to say is, for sure they're not going to be the ones to buy the house, and which means it's hard to say you can have confidence in them pulling through. Another thing too is if when you talk to them, do they have title companies they already work with? Do they actually know the process of probate? Do they know the difference between intestate and testate? Things like this really matter in terms of if they don't have any resources, if they don't have a good explanation of how the process works when buying a house on probate, then they probably have never done a deal on probate, which is fine. We all got to start somewhere, but they probably never done a deal, period. If they can't explain, well, what happens next after we go under contract, right? There's a lot of things like that matter so much when you're getting bombarded with a lot of people saying, hey, I want to buy your house. And I just wanted to make a little bit of a video on this. And even though there's no specific script or anything. So I hope this just gave some ideas on just kind of what to look out for in some red flags. So after buying numerous deals that were in probate, I've run into a lot of situations, even from real estate agents, that were pretty shady and not really the moral thing to do. In terms of them just being desperate to get a listing. So I hope you're doing well. And if you have a property in probate you are looking to sell, I'm happy to speak with you to see what kind of offer I can make. If it's a fit, awesome. If not, no big deal. At least it was an option. So I hope you're doing good and have a healthy and safe January. I'll talk to you soon.